A weather-worn Wednesday night and Thursday as a blast of snow and bitter wind chills arrives in the mountains. This is a live look at the Asheville area from the Buncombe County Courthouse camera.
And we begin with Chief Meteorologist Jason Boyer.
Jason, what kind of snow totals are you forecasting now?
Yeah, it could be several inches in some of the highest elevations. Not as much, obviously, down below. We'll talk about that in a second. But if you had any doubt that it was going to get very cold and snowy, well, here you go. Look at the 24-hour temperature change. You can follow that Arctic front as it has now plunged into the Carolinas and the deeper south. Temperatures are running some 20 to 30 degrees colder than this time yesterday in the upper Midwest. We had some snow falling, a little lull in the action right now at the Cataloochee ski area with our Hunter Subaru Skycam network. Boy, look at that. That's good news for skiers and boarders. They're loving this, and they will get fresh powder, and they'll be able to make a lot more too in the coming days with cold nights ahead. Look at that. Some snow over the Black Mountains and the southern end of the Balsams, but not a lot happening right now. Earlier, it was certainly snowier. We had the ground turn white pretty quickly above 5,000 feet. Late today through Thursday, though, the weather-worn day will continue. It's not just the snow. That's really a high elevation thing. It's really the cold and the wind that's also going to have a big impact on us. Watch out for some slick roads, though, overnight into Thursday. Wintry impacts, again, low end on the snow, higher end on the wind, and certainly the cold. We might even have some power outages. We'll talk about those snow totals and exact numbers coming up.
Jason, we are getting some school announcements, and we'll run those at the bottom of your screen and on WLOS.com. This evening's snow will impact travel, especially in the northern mountains.
News 13's Mark Liverman is live in Madison County. So, Mark, what are you seeing right now?
So what we are seeing is probably the most flurries we have seen really within the last couple hours. I want to give you a look at what we're seeing out on the roads here. And you could see just how much snow is coming down. Now that the sun has set, it really has changed quite a bit weather-wise out where we are here. We're at Sam's Gap. We're literally right at that North Carolina-Tennessee borderline. We're just passing, I think you saw there on the right, a DOT vehicle, but you could see just how much snow is coming down now. So far, conditions in terms of driving, still visibility pretty low. We're seeing, oh, there's another vehicle that you see pulled over off to the right in the shoulder there. Yeah, here's the border right here. Welcome to North Carolina. You see on the right-hand side there as well. But yeah, no, conditions here probably the weakest they've been in the last few hours, probably the slowest we've seen drivers taking it, and that is obviously exactly what you want to do when you are in these conditions. Roads not too slippery so far, but keep in mind we were dealing with the rain for on and off more than an hour before all of this started within the last 15 or so minutes, where we've had this steady snowfall. So you definitely want to give yourself extra time, slow down, because of just how quickly these conditions are changing and how much more snow we're seeing coming down, especially again within the last 15 or so minutes, guys. Back to you.
And now your News 13 Skywatch weather.
Well, if you had any doubt that it was going to get very cold and snowy, well, here's the evidence. We got both of those things happening already. Hunter Subaru Skycam network outside. The temperatures are dropping. It's 41 now in Bryson City, and the streets are damp from some recent precipitation. Now, that was in the form of rain for you mostly, maybe some wet flakes mixed in, but a lot of that has been just rain. The concern is when these temperatures continue to drop off, as they will, what will we get? Will we get some icy conditions in places? I think we will. It's not going to be widespread snow cover. It's not going to be widespread damaging concerns in terms of any power outages or things like that. But we will definitely have some wind and cold to deal with. And the snow, well, it's already started in the highest elevations near Tennessee. And then overnight, that snow will work down to the valley floors in some cases. In fact, many will see some snowflakes at some point. The question will be, how much can we add up? And I'll show you that in just a second. Thursday morning, we'll see the valleys start to taper that snow off, but the mountains will stay snowy through at least the early afternoon tomorrow in some cases. So there's the first round of moisture. Again, it flared up. It got people's attention. It even made the ground white in some high elevations, but now a little lull for areas east of the mountains. Now we're going to see the next round begin to move in tonight and it'll kind of come in waves really through the night into tomorrow. That is our next weather maker, though, the cold and the snow. Here it is. By 10 o'clock, we could have some flakes down to Asheville and Buncombe County, especially north, Barnersville, Weaverville, up into Leicester and Marshall, and then over into Burnsville, Bakersville, north of Waynesville, and maybe even as far south as Cullowhee. Some flakes will be flying by then. And we will certainly have the clouds hang with us all the way through the night. And underneath any of these clouds, you could see some bursts of flurries or snow. So that could create some slick spots into the morning on Thursday and even higher up, of course, through the afternoon. Look at that burst of snow that starts to hit the mountains again into the early afternoon. Our high temperatures will only get into the 20s, and we're dropping back into the teens tomorrow night into Friday morning. It's going to be frigidly cold because we got wind on top of that in most cases. And then look at afternoon on Friday. Not bad. Sunshine returns. We'll get it well above freezing on Friday afternoon. So this is the potential snowfall. Again, this is no guarantee, but it definitely favors the Smokies, the high elevations in Haywood, also into Madison. Look at Wolf Laurel, about 5 inches on top of what you already have, maybe another additional 8 inches in Newfound Gap for the Smokies. But come down to Waynesville, come down to Asheville, and it's just not much. Again, it doesn't take a lot, though, to cause some problems, but many will see less than an inch of snow and just a dusting. All right, Thursday morning, oh, that is cold. Look at those numbers, single digits above and below zero. Another weather-worn day for Sunday morning as we drop into the single digits and low teens for wind chills, and yet another weather-worn day next Tuesday, another start in the single digits above and below zero. So we have reinforcing shots of Arctic air, and it comes in 3 hits. Again, the hit now all the way through the day Thursday, warming up a couple of days, and then another hit Sunday, drops us into the 30s for highs, into the teens for lows. Another hit beyond MLK Day, and that's going to hit Tuesday. Most of that is dry weather, though, so we don't have to worry about much of the snow again. But yes, it will be cold. Even 2 weather-worn days for you in the upstate, because we got tomorrow cold and Sunday is cold as well.